All right, here we go. I think we got, what year is this thing? 2006 Haas or cfmoto side by side. And we cheated yesterday and we started on starting fluid. So it does start and run, but we got to get it running. So I have my helper here today. So we're going to try to unlatch this. Let's see here. Go ahead. So we need to figure out the carb and the fuel, and I think it'll run. But quick overview on this thing. Tires aren't bad. I'm actually kind of impressed. The frame and roll cage are very heavy duty. We got seats here, parts, pieces. The seats got some rips and tears to them. Reverse, neutral, high, low. Okay, so this looks like, it's funny, it kind of looks Yamaha based almost, but not quite. There's some slight differences, but like the gear shifter is definitely Yamaha. So what are we? Reverse on top.
It does not have park.
It does not have park, and we'll get it running first. Then we got to do brakes, figure that out. Parking brakes off. They tried to repair the fuel tank over there, but it actually has low hours to it. Wonder if I can get the battery charged enough. Probably not. I had it on jumper yesterday, so yeah, that's probably not gonna go. But it's really not as chintzy as I thought it would be. I don't know this. This timing. Someone put that screw. I've never seen one like that. Usually it's like a 10 millimeter. But I checked the oil already and the coolant, and that's good. So yeah, let's just do the old carb fuel thing. It might have aftermarket carb on it already, someone bought, but they screwed up the choke here, which will allow air, and then it won't run. So I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I can twist it in there still, but it's really not a bad little deal. Then I'll have to check four-wheel drive. Like I said, the tires are in really good shape. They bought it from some president of some company, but it is missing a CV axle over here. So we'll have to buy a CV axle. He said he had it and he's going to bring it by, but I'm curious to see their bolt set up there, how they have it to hold the wheel in. But the frame's not rusted. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do here. Let me get the carb off here and we'll take a peek at it and go from there. One other funny thing as we go, I won't show the names on them of course, but they actually were organized and labeled what the bolts went to on pill bottles. I won't say what the pills were. I won't say the people because they're, I guess, kind of neighbors, cousins, whatever down the road somewhere. But yeah, it's not a bad idea, but definitely a lot of pill bottles. So I got my helper here cleaning out the unit, keeping everything. What are you doing with all that stuff?
Putting it on the bench.
Oh, you gonna try to put that brake pad back on?
Sure.
Compass, give it to Camden. Let him learn about that. Scissors, keep them if you want. I wonder if the Sharpie's good. Schoolwork. Yes, Sharpies. I'm dumpster diving. And it works. Free Sharpie. And a pack of fuses. Heck yeah. Here's $10. A cigarette lighter for the deal. So Evelyn's making a mess of my bench with parts. But the compass. So yeah, I'll get the carb off here and we'll see what's going on. Alright, so update. I took the gas tank out. Come to find out, I just didn't have any fuel in it. But I took it out and checked the pickup tube. I got fuel to the carb. We're going to do a first start up here. My lovely assistant helper cleaned all the seats off and made them look nice. So that saves me some time. So we're going to go ahead and try to start this thing off of a four-wheeler battery, which might not be enough, but let's see what happens here. think it's got enough juice. So let me get a bigger battery. Okay, try number 2. Oh, wrong stuff. This is lubricant, not starting fluid.
Wrong fluid.
Yeah, same color.
Wrong
Can.
fluid.
There. I don't think it's going to start up on lube. See, maybe this will work better. Turn the choke off. I think the exhaust has a hole in it.
What makes this go down and up?
This one, let's see.
Butt cracks on camera.
Yep.
Oh, it stinks.
This thing.
Oh. What makes this go down? What makes this go down, bro?
What?
Oh, is that the wind? Is this what it is, Daddy? Is this what makes it go down?
Seem
This
bad.
is reverse.
Well, look at the cover. Pull the cover off, or set that where it would go.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So reverse is up top. Yeah.
Reverse. Reverse. Neutral. High.
Leave it in neutral. I need a good battery. Okay, so it starts, but to make sure it dries, we need to put a battery in it. I need to work on the brakes because I don't think the brakes work at all. It's probably out of fluid. So that's going to take some time. And then, so battery, brakes.
It's backwards.
Yep, battery, brakes. Gonna have to buy an air filter for it. Well, let's go ahead and work on the brakes. Because once we get the brakes, then we can. Once we get the brakes, then we can take it for a drive. And that's the goal today: is to drive it around today before the football game. So I'll get started.
The Chiefs are gonna win.
Yep. So the brakes are down here. I am honestly impressed. I worked on a Polaris on the last video, guys. That thing was a big piece of junk. This thing actually is solid. and it's put together like a Yamaha, which I love. So I need to figure out, I'll have to get a new one of those for the carb. But man, so far so good. So let me get the brakes working and we'll come back. All right, so brakes wouldn't work. So I pulled the master cylinder off, and boy is it bad. I'm gonna clean it out the best I can, throw some fluid in it, see if I can get anything before I have to take this thing off, but it's not looking too good at the moment. Pretty crusty. We'll clean her out and see what happens.
Use only .3 or .4 brake fluid for a sealed container. Clean filler cap before removing. Warning.
All right, what does that say?
.3 brake fluid.
All right, so can I use it?
Yes.
Okay. .3 to .4 brake fluid, or .5.
You can't have .5.
The only differences between them is the temperature of boiling points. .3 has a lower boiling point, so in your high race car applications, you're going to go 4, 5, and that gets to the silicone and synthetics. But here's the issue: .3 has the lowest water consumption.
Do you have
I think it's on an annual base. No, I don't have any .4, but so as you go up in dots, you get better boiling temp, but you get moisture. The amount of moisture, I think it's per year. At any given point, the amount it can suck in, which that's what happens here, and you get all them white crusties. So we got .3. There's a little brake fluid data, but we'll pour this in. And
What?
I'm gonna have to get a funnel here. I am thoroughly impressed. This actually has a dual master cylinder like a car for front and rear brakes. That is highly surprising. You don't want to get your brake fluid on the paint because it'll melt it off if you didn't know that. Let's go ahead and pump these brakes and see if there's anything. I think they've been dry a while. So we'll go ahead, jack it up, pull the, try to undo the calipers and get some fluid to run through this thing.
Where'd you buy this?
That goes on top shelf.
No, where did you buy it? You have to tell her Mama.
Alright, so update. We pulled the master cylinder off and found it was stuck. So I got to sit in here soaking. Hopefully it'll become unstuck. But if not, we got to get a new brake master cylinder. Pulled the exhaust because it was loud and it was missing the coupler in there. So I had some fiberglass heat wrap I just threw around there temporarily. And then we will try to start this thing. Evelyn's gonna have to move a second here. Watch out, so I can plug the hose back in. We'll try to start it and drive it, even though it doesn't have brakes, because that was my goal today. Pull that up.
So we're gonna do it even though we might die.
We're not gonna die. Plug.
No brakes.
Hold that. Assistant. I'll do that. Put that back in. Probably still be loud until I get a. Looks like Yamaha header and everything. So get a Yamaha bushing. So, alright, let's try to start this thing. Battery. Not enough go-go juice. Can I steal your heater power, honey, again? I know. I know.
You have the garage door open.
I know. I know. Give me some power. Oh man. Oh man. I gotta make sure all the people in the garage are good.
Fine, I'll go back upstairs. You want me to keep you
Oh
company?
no, you're going for a ride here soon.
No.
On this death trap.
I'm gonna watch the film.
Woo!
Uh-oh, no battery.
Smoke in there.
Dang it. I'm gonna have to steal a battery from somewhere.
Hey, Mama, let's go upstairs.
It doesn't want to run without 12 volts. Here, let me give you heat back over here.
No, it's not football time here.
I'm sorry, we don't have heat, we don't have
I'm gonna go get the football.
tablet.
I'm gonna watch football.
Okay, they're going to watch football. Alright, let's pause it, Evelyn.
Are you recording?
We'll get a battery.
Sure.
Alright, here we go. Well, there's still a lot of work to do on it, but just getting it running and driving sometime is the first part of it. And so I'll start looking up some parts, you know, for the brake master cylinder, and I need an axle and some other stuff, but she works pretty good. All right, stop, turn it. The brakes don't work. Scoot over, we're gonna go for a ride.
No!
Scoot over. Scoot over.
No,
Here, you hold it. Okay, guys and gals, we're on day 2. You probably saw we had it running yesterday, but the clutch was slipping, so I pulled it apart. Belt was okay. It did have water in it at one point, but this thing's got 2 clutches. It's got a wet clutch and a dry clutch. So I'll take off my statement of that it's a Suzuki engine. It's more like an Articat 500, but they have similarities. The air filter looks just like a Suzuki. The wet clutch looks just like a Suzuki too, but there's a couple little differences. So I pulled it all apart, and this is what I found. So I had a broken spring inside for this here. Now, to me, these are worn out. They look like they got plenty of meat on them, but it's down to the brass rivets or the brass screws that hold them in. And it looks like maybe the grooves are natural in this thing. The drum's fairly good. It's got some grooving in it. So you can get the whole setup, but what I'm coming a problem into it is this is a 4-shoe. And all the cfmoto stuff online shows a 5-shoe. But it says it supersedes a part number, so maybe they went to the 5-shoe. And a lot of them have a one-way clutch bearing in it. And this is just, there is no one-way clutch bearing in this. It's just a straight bearing. You know, there's no one-way clutch even on the internals. But I don't know. I'll look online. Gasket seems okay, but they come as a huge kit. So we'll start looking at parts and ordering up, because, you know, I got $900 in this thing, which, like I said, I might have overpaid because the guy paid $300 for it, but we're all flippers. We do the same thing, right? Pass it on to the next guy. But this thing is actually nice. I don't know. Not saying I'm going to keep it, because it would be great for around the farm. It's not super fast. I need to find an axle for it still, which I'm working on that. But the winch works. I'll just unwind that, lube it up. I don't know. I still got some more stuff to tinker with The fuel level gauge is gone. The guy, I guess, siliconed over it. So here's the wires for it. Touch it together, it moves on the dash. I can get a choke plastic, which I'm going to do. But it does start, it does run. Everything seems to work except the coolant temp goes up too. Let me turn the key on. Let's see what it does now. Because it was running high yesterday, but now it's fine. So maybe the water pump isn't any good because it was hot. But or it's just bad. Fuel level, coolant, the 4-wheel drive works. The fan never kicked on yet, which is fine. But all the other stuff works. I need to try to free up this differential lock for the rear, the cable. But the winch was going in and out. I hear it clicking, but I'll tinker with that some more. But it was working yesterday. Hopefully I didn't short anything out. So, I don't know. I'll get a parts list together, slap that back on so water doesn't get in it. But it's not a bad rig. I mean, it's not rusted. The frame's solid. I mean, I'd compare this to maybe a Kawasaki Mule, maybe. I mean, it's not quite as, maybe the older mules. Yeah, I'd call it the Mule 3010, maybe. But I think I can clean it up, and the guy did take care of it. I mean, it had a mat in it, and there's absolutely no rust in the bed, which is surprisingly here. But if I stick $300 or $400 into it, is it worth it? And I think the answer is yes. But I'm going to try to get the master cylinder. I could not get freed up, but I'm going to try a little bit harder today. But I can get a kind of replacement off Amazon for like $35, so I'll try that. If I can get these brakes working, get that diff lock working, man, this thing's actually pretty sweet. I hate to say it, but I don't know if I want to sell it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get sick and tired of it after I can't get parts for it. But man, how awesome would this thing be with like maybe a 2-cylinder motor? That'd be a pain in the butt. Look at that 4-wheel drive system. Or we just sell it. I don't know, but you know, it's fun to tinker with it and see what the Chinese stuff is. So I don't know. I will order parts, get them back in, stick it back together, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, so we're starting to get some parts in. I could not find a direct replacement to that. Parts are kind of hard, but I did find this one off eBay. Amazon has them too. It's got the switch in it. It's got the other 2-3 ports. Everything looks like it's going to line up and match up, so that's a score. I think it was like $39. And then what else did we get? We got the clutch here. Right here. There's the old 4. Here's a 5. The new one. I'm going to wait for the new drum to come in before I stick all that back together and see what happens from there. This one's probably still good, but you can see some grooves in there. Might as well wait for the new one to come. I got the brakes to do, and plus I got that little bike over there, which will be on the channel soon. That'll be the next one, and we'll keep on trucking. So once I get the brakes put in, clutch put in, get it back running again, we'll do an update. Okay, back on the old Hoss here. I'd like to shout out to Wygo Stock Racing, or Billings Power Sports. Guess you can't call it a sponsor, but they definitely did help me out because they got me shipping a lot faster, and they had parts for the old cfmoto here, so they were nice enough to package everything up into one instead of buying everything separate, and we'll get this thing back going. Still have problems with the clutch, can't find one. So I have all these parts sitting here. I got a 5 clutcher, 5 shoer, and the whole assembly here. This I think will fit, but no sense of putting that on if you don't have that. And yeah, pretty frustrated with it. So I'm gonna put it all back together. It still runs, drives, brakes, all that. It's just almost got like a stall converter in it. But we're gonna get her all put back together here and throw her up on the old marketplace and I'm still waiting to get the axle from the original owner so I could see what size that is, but we're getting close. But yeah, thanks again, Wygo Stock Racing and Billings Power Sports. Well guys, she's about done. She's got a couple bolts on the hood and the center, but she's actually better than I thought. But like I said, still missing an axle. The clutch is still a little funny because I can't get the right parts. But for only 95 hours, she, let's see here. She fires up and runs good. Yeah, all the lights work, idle's perfect, brake lights, nothing, everything's clean in the bed. It's got brake lights. I did have an issue, it was overheating, but it really wasn't, but I pulled the thermostat housing on it. Sorry, I ran it out of gas, so it's probably got air bubbles in it. But the thermostat housing was clogged with crud, and then it started working perfect. It doesn't overheat anymore. Might have to turn the idle up just a hair, but she's good. We'll try to get this out of here this week, but if not, we'll just put it up for sale and see what happens with it. But almost tempted to keep it, almost. But parts availability just ain't there, so she'll have to go. Save up for a nice Kawasaki mule so I can get the parts. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment, whatever everybody does, you know. But got a little vacation coming up. Gonna go to Sick Week. If you all don't know what that is, it's the drag and drive event, but the next project is this little thing, so that's on there. I ordered parts for it already. I got some of them in, and let's take a peek over here. Maybe new to the fleet. It was flipped a little bit, but I'll do a video on that one too. So it's got a little project, but that means I'll have a 2016 Kodiak, another 2016 Kodiak, 2008 Grizzly, and we're gonna have to say bye to this one. It's 20 something years old and good memories, but I'll do another video on that, comparing all the Yamahas together. But big Yamaha fleet. See you later.